the negotiating ploy,
Yeah.
we were assured that the
They were gonna
vaccine
get rid of
mandate
it.
is going to be gone. So that's the word we've gotten, and I believe Kevin has negotiated that. So.
All right, Congressman, thank you, and I look forward to hearing your response, this response from them to your letter tomorrow.
Thanks, Laura.
All right, it isn't just the Pentagon, though, that's getting more scrutiny from conservatives, but corporate America, of course, as well. Now, a few years back, the grocery chain Kroger's fired 2 former Christian employees in Arkansas after they refused to wear logos representing the rainbow gay pride flag. Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton didn't forget about that when Kroger's CEO came in front of the Judiciary Committee begging Republicans to just instantaneously support their latest merger.
They expect Republicans who are traditionally more supportive of free enterprise to come to their defense. And I've cautioned them for years that if they silence conservatives and center-right voters across the country, if they discriminate against them in their company, they probably shouldn't come and ask Republican senators to carry the water for them whenever our Democratic friends want to regulate them or block their mergers. I'm sorry that's happening to you. Best of luck.
Joining us now is Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, this is a lot bigger than just about one merger and one grocery chain, is it not? I mean, the trans agenda and the corporate, woke agenda is infiltrating every aspect of corporate life through ESG and other liberal initiatives.
Yeah, Laura, very much so. A lot of these large publicly traded corporations have, in effect, become an arm of the Democratic Party. In this case, you had Kroger that didn't just discriminate against 2 Bible-believing Christians in Arkansas, firing them for refusing to wear what they perceived as a gay pride symbol, and being sued by the Trump Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and settling it. You also had them forcing their employees to go through things like critical race theory training or gender ideology-based training. You've seen this in Georgia, where Brian Kemp stood up to Delta and Coca-Cola for falsely defaming the law that they passed last year that made it easier to vote but harder to cheat, as we just saw in the big turnout. Ron DeSantis standing up to Disney World. Corporations for a long time have come to Republican politicians and expected us to stand up for them, since we're traditionally more friendly towards the free enterprise system, to say the least, than Democrats. But when they do things like silence our voters the way big tech does, or in this case at Kroger, discriminate against our voters, they need to think twice, because I certainly do, and I've been warning them for years privately, and I just finally said it publicly, that when you come here and you expect us to defend you after you attack our voters, my position is going to be, I'm so sorry that's happening to you. I wish you all the best.
Well, I think it's not even an option at all that big business is now aligned almost 100% with Democrats and every single social issue. I mean, almost every single one. It's certainly on climate change. But, Senator, I also want to get into what's happening with this TikTok issue, because a number of TikTok on security grounds. You got Indiana's AG just sued them for exposing minors to sexual content. But the White House is apparently considering some type of, agreeing to some type of concessions, national security concessions, supposedly made by the parent company. Watch.
Maryland and South Dakota became the latest 2 states to ban TikTok on state license. Is the federal government, is the president considering doing something here?
So I'm not going to comment. CFIUS, the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, review is ongoing. The Biden administration is focused on challenge of certain countries, including China.
Yeah, well, TikTok told Fox Business that they're confident that they're on a path to fully satisfy all reasonable, underline reasonable, U.S. national security concerns. Senator, why should TikTok be present in the United States at all, in any way, shape, or form, given what we know about ByteDance and the CCP?
Shouldn't be present in the United States, Laura. There's a lot of things that you just point out there that are bad about TikTok. The way they centers to violent, depraved, degrading sexual material, or young girls to videos about body image issues, stuff that they would never let Chinese teenagers see, or the risk to your data security and your privacy. But if you step back and look at the bigger picture, why in the world would we allow a Chinese-owned company, which has to answer to the Chinese communists, to be one of the largest media platforms in our country? Would we ever have allowed Soviet Russia to own a major newspaper or a major broadcast network during the Cold War? Of course we wouldn't have. And it's very disappointing that the Biden administration is sending signals that they might tolerate TikTok's presence here in the United States, despite the grave threat it poses to all Americans.
Senator, are you confident that Mitch McConnell's going to beg off of this omnibus spending bill?
It sounds like that's the direction we're going. I mean, he's made the point publicly that the Democrats have spent hundreds of billions of dollars on their domestic priorities over the last 2 years. It would be a folly for Republicans to agree to spend even more on those Democratic domestic priorities, just as the ransom to get the money that our troops need. If the Democrats continue to insist on I see a short-term spending bill into the new year when the new House Republican majority can provide us fire support over in the Senate, and we can get a better deal for what the American people voted for.
Senator, thank you. Now, some grinchy young parents don't want their children believing in Santa, and Biden is all set for a 2024 run. Or is he? Raymond Arroyo has it. Seen and Unseen next.
Attention, please, passengers. Fasten your seatbelts. We are about to experience a blizzard of free money. That's right. Deposit a couple $100 into your PayUS account and get into the action with $450. That's $250 more than you started with. I know. Crazy, right? Sign up today at PayUS.com or call 1-800-79-PayUS. Be like me, bet for free.
It's time to recognize you sausage-loving genius. For without you, how would we know that Eckrich smoked sausage can be eaten thrice in one day, and that you can take your lunch break before noon? Here's to you, Eckrich smoked sausage. You do you.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. CalHope can help. Access CalHope's free and secure mental health resources. Call 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org.
We hadn't bought a new mattress in years.
20 years. There's so many options out there, but the experts at Sleep World helped us find the right one.
Perfect for an afternoon read.
In your case, an afternoon nap.
That too.
Come celebrate the grand opening of our Mancini Sleep World Burlingame location. 17th through the 24th. Save up to $1,000 on select mattresses and get a free Tempur-Pedic pillow Saturday and Sunday while supplies last. Visit sleepworld.com.
Come strengthen your pack at the new Great Wolf Lodge in Manteca with over 50 attractions we can name in the remaining seconds of this ad.
River Canyon Run, Oliver's Moonstone Maze, Tin Paw Bowling, Howler's Peak Ropes Course, Magi Quest, Slaptail Pond Wave Pool, Build-A-Bear Workshop, Storytime, a 4-story waterford.
40 more to go. And now that a getaway to Great Wolf in Manteca is just a short ride away, families have time to experience every attraction. Great Wolf Lodge, strengthen the pack.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you more of what you love, like premium travel benefits and access to Taylor Swift tickets. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay at Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. Plus, get access to Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Maybe I'll see you there. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's Pro-Vember at Lowe's, and pros can save all month long. MVPs can earn 3 points for every $1 spent on all HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams 5-gallon pails of interior and exterior paint. Redeem points for even more savings. Save in pro quantities too when you buy a 5-gallon pail of paint instead of purchasing 5 1-gallon cans for more than 15% savings. It always pays to be a pro at Lowe's. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details. Offer ends 12/8.
Ready to start, enhance, or pivot in your career? At University of Phoenix, we offer more than 100 online programs aligned to 300 real-world occupations, and 80% of them are in high-growth fields. We can help match your interests to a program, and you can customize your degree with a certificate or specialization, giving you a competitive edge in today's job market. To learn more, visit phoenix.edu.
Continue your educational journey online at Arizona State University. Recognized as the nation's most innovative university, ASU offers more than 300 programs online, all designed and taught by our award-winning faculty of researchers, scientists, inventors, and authors. Discover what sets us apart. Connect with an ASU enrollment advisor and explore a variety of financial aid and scholarship options, as well as how to transfer pre-existing credits. Visit asuonline.asu.edu.
Jazz music brings you laid-back vibes and class. And thanks to TuneIn, you can listen to your favorite jazz stations all day long, wherever you are. Whether you want chamber classics from the greats alongside a nightcap, or you want to go for easy listening on your favorite smooth jazz station, TuneIn puts the world's best jazz right at your fingertips, on your phone, on your computer, or even in your car. Bring Jazz Club with you. No matter what vibe you're in the mood for, hear it here on TuneIn.
Hey, fantasy football players, this is Field Yates from the Fantasy Focus Football Podcast. You know how my show brings you insider tips to crush your league? Well, I'm here to let you know that TuneIn keeps you in the game too. The all-in-one audio app is the way for sports fans to get the content they love. So you can listen to my show, Fantasy Focus, the rest of ESPN's podcasts, or ESPN Radio, live from anywhere. Sound good? Just search Fantasy Focus Football on TuneIn to listen.
Depriving them of the fun of childhood. Case in point, incoming House Democratic Whip, Catherine Clark.
Let me tell you what it means to me, coming in as a different generation. I remember my middle child waking up with nightmares over concern around climate change.
You gotta be kidding. Or if the kid's waking up worried about climate change, inflation, or the national debt, you put that on that child. You are imposing adult concerns on a child. Let them have a moment.
They did the same thing with COVID. The kids are terrified. They have a 0.00003% chance of dying from COVID.
It's a let them put their cookies out and leave them
Enjoy.
alone. And Laura, as you reported, and what we heard earlier this week, at that state dinner, the French president toasted Joe Biden on the news that he's running for president in 2024. I'm only glad when said let's toast Biden didn't reach for the Wonder Bread, but listening to him at this Arizona factory built by a Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturing company yesterday, it's hard to see how he runs again or runs at all.
Arizona is a hub, literally a hub for technical changes to take place. We can do what we can do together is just anything, virtually anything. We'll construct a second fab here in Phoenix to build chips, 3 nano chips, the 3 nano chips, or 3 nano, you know what I'm saying? Nano, no, I don't know.
Rescue of the crypto creep who filled their campaign coffers. That's a shock.
connections along the way. You never know who will drop in. Subscribe now on FoxNewsPodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
One day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. You're listening to TuneIn, but why not take your listening to the next level with TuneIn Premium, featuring exclusive commercial-free news from CNN, Fox News Radio, and MSNBC. Non-stop music channels like today's hits, classic rock hits, and country roads. New country. Plus ads on 100,000 more stations from around the world. You wish I was there. Upgrade your experience with a free trial.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural...
Epic sunsets on the beach and explore the amazing Channel Islands National Park right off the Ventura County coast. I can't stop talking about my trip, but my friends keep asking about it. It was so easy to get to, right between LA and Santa Barbara, and there was so much to see and do. I chilled, sipped cocktails poolside at the hotel, enjoyed all the outdoor dining, and I even had the chance to attend a concert and comedy show. The options are endless. Oh, and the shopping. Where to begin? And one of the best things about the coast is you can do it all without the crowds and traffic. So if you could use some sun on your face, plenty of open space, and sand between your toes, plan your next trip to Ventura County Coast. Find more inspiration at VenturaCountyCoast.com.
With the holidays approaching and high prices everywhere, don't lose your holiday spirit. Visit your local grocery outlet and you'll save big on all your holiday needs. We are your one-stop shop for all your holiday meal planning. Also, you'll find plenty of decor, apparel, and of course, socks and slippers. We also have games, puzzles, toys, and other last-minute holiday gifts to choose from. With savings of 40 to 70%, your neighborhood grocery outlet is the holiday destination.
Right now, payments are speaking, and they have a lot to say about your business. Like investing in new ways to pay says you're looking ahead, and accepting more ways to pay says no one's left behind. At JP Morgan Payments, we help businesses unlock their potential, because payments are more than transactions. Every payment speaks volumes. Get started at jpmorgan.com/payments. Products and services of JP Morgan Chase & Co. and its affiliates are subject to applicable terms. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Crypto swindler Sam Bankman-Fried has been on a whirlwind media tour proclaiming his innocence. His latest sit-down was with Puck. Can you confidently say there was no financial impropriety on the political and philanthropic side of your work? His response? I don't believe there was any. I don't think there's any. I'm not omniscient, but I don't think there was any. That was apparently good enough for Financial Services Chair Maxine Waters. She reportedly told fellow Dems last night she was no longer interested in subpoenaing him. Joining me now is Amla Apanobi, PragerU personality, and Stephen Miller, founder of America First Legal and former senior advisor to President Trump. Stephen, you can't make this up. They were the warriors against corrupt capitalism, and now Democrats.
Democrats are the party of corrupt capitalism, and the sooner the Republicans figure this out, the sooner there's a path to building a durable Republican majority. This whole scandal with Sam Bankman-Fried, the massive Democrat spending, the kid glove treatment from Democrats is a massive, giant opening that Republicans need to take advantage of, be the anti-corruption, anti-crony capitalist party, the American Worker Party.
Amala, apparently tonight